Oh, I'm live already. Looks like we're starting a little early. Okay, keep on. What's that? All right, nobody wants to be a part of it. I got it. Guys, we're starting 2 minutes early. No one's there yet. No one's here yet, but that's okay. Let's see if anybody jumps on. We got one person who I think is me. Oh. No, I'm not. That's meta. That's real meta. Tastes like brown cranberry juice. It's a cocktail, not the real juice. I don't see a reason to, because we wait a little bit. Do we wait 2 minutes? Nah, let's just start it now. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream with Mike from Cult Film Review, at least one quarter of Cult Film Review. What's new on Instagram? KDS1138. I get it. I have no idea what's new on Instagram. I'm not into social media. I'm an intensely private person, Kyle. Anyways, tonight, what are we reviewing? We are reviewing Split Second, the Rutger Hauer film that he probably would have wanted to forget while he was still alive. I don't know if anybody has heard of that film or seen that film. Feel free to let a comment. We'll talk about it for a little bit. I won't give away my review, but it won't be good. It won't be a good review. Oh, see, right now, 4 people. What's up, James Hernandez? How's everything going, man? It's me today. It's going to be a Congo-free episode of Live with Cult Film Review. Unless you want to talk about Congo, which we can. Talk about how terrible it is and how wrong Cody is. What's up? It's clever spelling by Chris. Always a fun guy. So I'll repeat again. We are doing Split Second tonight. Rutger Hauer, Kim Cattrall. I believe it's post-Mannequin, pre-Sex and the City Kim Cattrall. Which is, I'm not sure if that's my favorite Kim Cattrall. I think Mannequin Kim Cattrall is my favorite Kim Cattrall. Stupid. Okay. All right, Chris. I'll block you. I will block you. I do not care if you're part of this show. Let's see. Tonight, let's share my drink tonight. My drink is does not look pretty. It doesn't look any prettier on camera. Kim Cattrall. Cool, man. Yeah, my drink tonight is SoCo. Bug Trouble in Little China is my favorite Kim Cattrall. Oh, you know what? That's a good Kim Cattrall. Yeah, you might change my mind on that one. Yeah, it's probably Big Trouble in Little China. Bug Trouble in Little China, that's a very different movie. That's a very different movie. Yeah, my drink tonight is called a Scarlet O'Hara. We have cranberry juice, SoCo, and lime. So it's just a SoCo and lime with cranberry juice in it. I don't. If you're gonna go with it, go with a prettier cranberry. I put some cherries in there too. That might have made it look why it looks like it's like I'm drinking dirty water or something. I wish I could post photos in here. Bug Trouble. It is funny, man. It's a funny movie. It's totally a cult film title too. Bug Trouble in Little China. I just imagine like two guys showing up in Little Chinatown, just trying to take out some cockroaches. I guess. I don't know. It's like Arachnophobia, but in San Francisco. Again, we're taking on Split Second, Rutger Hauer film. In this film, Rutger Hauer is a rugged, rough cop, and he's taken out. He's chasing a serial killer who turns out to be something other than just a human person. So I don't know if anybody's seen that film, if anybody has any comments on it. We can talk about the last review we did, which was what dropped today? Exorcist 3, which was something I was super excited. Best monologue in the film, his monologue in Blade Runner. Agreed. Although I will say that Brad Dourif's 19-minute monologue in Exorcist 3 is pretty rough too. I don't know. It's a good one. It's a good one. That might give it Rutger a run for his money. Yeah, we did Exorcist 3. I was really hyped to finally get to review that. I had seen that about a year ago and remember thinking like, oh my God, why didn't I watch this film before? I think Exorcist 2 gave me such a bad taste in my mouth. I just assumed that Exorcist 3 must suck as well. Turned out it wasn't too bad, man. I think I gave it like a 4 or 4.5, something like that. But if you haven't seen Exorcist 3, give it a shot. It's a very different movie than The Exorcist, obviously, but it's more of a detective story. Yeah, because part 2 was trash. Agreed, 100%. That was a trash film. So I blame part 2 for all the years that I never watched part 3. That's all part 2's fault. Let's see what else. Hey, here's my cat. I'm going to show you the 5th man in the podcast. This is my friend Norris. That's right. He's very happy. You'll hear him sometimes if you ever listen to the podcast, raise the volume real high, you may hear Norris give his review also on the show because the moment we come up here, he is all about it. He doesn't appear to be very camera happy. He's not really into the camera. But we're going to put him down now because he's looking grumpy and he's getting a little old. For all you need to know, Miami Connection is free on IMDb TV. That is really awesome. If you haven't seen Miami Connection, you have to. I really think, I know people like to say that Troll 2 is the best, worst movie of all time. I think Miami Connection is way worse and way better. So if you haven't seen Miami Connection, that would be and what, by the way, also one of the only, I think, all 5-star reviews that has ever happened on Cult Film Review. We rarely agree on everything, but we did agree on Miami Connection. And we will be showing that sometime in the future over at Film Bar, I believe in the next 4 or 5 months. Saw it yesterday for the first time. I think I could die happy now. Yeah, I mean, don't, try to live as long as possible. But yeah, I mean, that film is really good, man. I have to agree. And every person that I've ever recommended it to who comes back with good things to say. It's hysterical, it's funny, and it has actually amazing backstory too. So if you want to learn a little bit about the film, it's pretty amazing how this guy put this film out, didn't think it was going to do anything, disappeared forever, and then all of a sudden he gets a call one day and they say, hey, we're going to re-release it. It's a Cinderella story. I'm going to take another drink of my beer. I believe this is also a fan pick. No, this is not a fan pick. This is a Cody pick. So if you didn't know what you were getting into for next week's episode, it's not even next week's episode. Next week, we're doing The Last Dragon, finally. After 4 years of doing this show, we didn't decide to do a quintessential cult film. Finally doing that. That's dropping next Thursday. And then Thursday after that, you'll be here in Split Second, which is a Cody pick. And it has all the Codyisms that you could possibly want in it. Finally, indeed. Yeah, Last Dragon. I'm very excited to finally have done that. I don't know what took us so long. I think it's because Chris is a kung fu movie hater, and we didn't want to hurt his delicate sensibilities. Let's see. What has been dropping today? Anybody been watching Glow? The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling on Netflix? Because might be my favorite show. I don't know, man. This season was extremely good, so if you haven't finished it, I won't give away any spoilers, but it's really good. It ends really well. I just love that show so much. I need to get on that. Yeah, Aaron, definitely. I love that show. Get on it. I would agree with you. Get on it. Let's see, what else am I watching? I tried watching Wu Assassins the other day. pretty exciting. Good action. If you're a martial arts lover, you'll probably like it. Story's a little meh, but you know, it's like, what are you expecting? If you're looking for good fights and punches, it delivers. And see, what else am I getting into? I'm rewatching all of Veronica Mars, the whole thing, starting from the first episode, season 1, because I actually never got past season 2, and season 4 dropped. So I think it's time for me to really get my Veronica Mars on. So I've been watching that, but this is like back in the day when like UPN was around and they did like 32 episodes per season. So I feel like I've gone through like the entire season of the entire series of Sopranos or something like that. But I'm looking forward to it. I don't like that Logan guy. He's a prick. So I'm really hoping, no spoilers in the chats, I'm really hoping she does not end up with Logan at the end of this series. And other than that, man, let's see. I watch a lot of TV. So when I think about things to talk about, it's normally TV based. Film question. Oh, I'm ready to take them. Do you think the rise in digital film has hurt or helped filmmakers? That's actually something that I would say my mind has changed on it. So back in the day, when I went to film school, I went there and it was right at the edge of digital. Like 3-chip cameras are like becoming a big thing. You can find this unfriendly Nick. Shut up. So it was becoming a big thing, and every professor that I knew was super worried about digital. Because they saw it as that the amount of money that it takes to make a film was a good way to kind of weed out bad talent, right? Like if you weren't really super passionate about your film, you're not going to try to chalk up $50K to make a film. But when digital came out, people realized like, oh my God, what is this going to do? Is it going to inundate things? At the time, I thought that digital was going to be like the revolutionary thing, and I was super excited about it. Nowadays, I'd have to agree that I don't know if James is asking this question because he feels this way, but I kind of feel like in some essences, it has really hurt film, especially like the horror genre, because there's just so much trash that can be put out on the cheap. I rarely hear about, I mean, sometimes you come across that like Paranormal Activity movie that like maybe was made for $10,000 and it became a big hit and they put it out in theaters. But I feel like compared to 99% of all the trash that kind of comes out, yeah, I think digital probably kind of inundated things. I think it really hurt the film festival circuit. I think kind of hurt that too, because just everybody was just flooding YouTube with stuff. I would say, yeah, James. I think that the digital film has kind of hurt filmmakers a little bit because it's possibly made them get a little lazy and not make the right preventative steps to not make a bad film. They just figure I'll shoot and indiscriminately, and whatever comes out, I'll just put it together in post. And I don't think that's a way that anybody should take on a film. If you like Cult Film Review, I should probably mention that you got to hit the thumbs up, because that's a very important thing. And because we need more people on these things. It makes this show go a lot better when people are asking questions. Because I have to look over here and I see very interesting questions from James, and I hear terrible, terrible attacks by Cult Film Review. My brothers in arms are attacking me about my film blog that I did, that I'm proud of. Guys, I worked hard on that. It got me a job. So yeah, hit the like button if you like this show. Also subscribe. I think that does something on YouTube too. I think you're my age, 38, 39. I am. Did you buy the hype from the Blair Witch Project back in the day? I did, sadly. I didn't believe if it was real, if that's what you're asking. I kind of knew that it was. I will say this. Now I have more respect for that film, I think, now than when I watched it, because I think that the marketing behind it was brilliant, even though they kind of stole it from like films like Last House on the Left. That wasn't a surprise. Back in the 70s, they would put out something and say, oh, this is found footage. And, Cannibal Holocaust, I think, did the same thing. So when I went in there, I remember not believing it, but then coming out of it, like I wasn't really super into the found footage genre. I never really had been exposed to it a lot. So I came out of it thinking it was like this brilliant horror film. Looking back on it now, it's a mediocre horror film. I wouldn't put it in like my top 10 horror films, but I think that they really capitalize on the market and what they did on such a small budget and the kind of legacy that they created. I think that's really, really impressive. And I think the filmmakers deserve a big shout out for that. Sadly, high school senior drove 2 hours to watch it because I grew up in a small town. I was here in Phoenix. When we went to the new Super Mall, I can't even remember what they call it now. I saw it there with my then girlfriend at the time, who was also a horror film lover. So at least I went with good company. I wanted to believe it was real, Aaron McReal says, but I also understood that there is no way they could release it into theaters, real footage of people dying on camera. Yeah, right? Like, you think, like, how do people... I guess when you're younger, you don't really think about that, right? You're like, okay, well, I don't know. I guess you can see stuff on the news of people dying, so maybe you think that, like, okay, they'll release it in the theaters. Yeah, looking back on it now, it kind of maybe seems absurd that anybody would believe it, but... I can see how somebody could, honestly. Especially if you're somebody who wants to believe that these things happen. A lot of people like really want to believe in ghosts and want to believe in these things. So I think that a lot of people, they're looking for any excuse to believe that. And, anything that entertains people, I think is great. So they did a good job. Same question. How fucking psyched were you about Hackers? The fucking net back in the net, when they called it the net. The World Wide Web. Oh man. I was psyched when I saw Hackers for the first time. I was pretty excited about it because the internet was like a new thing. I was more excited to finally see. Hold on, I gotta show this. There we go. I was more excited to have Chris watch it and have to review it with us. I think watching the torture that was coming across the table from me was far more exciting than anything Hackers could deliver. I feel like Blair Witch was the last time I was terrified in the theater. Really? Chris? That's because you hate all horror films now. Chris is good. Chris is the one guy. It's like, hey, man, you go see Hereditary? I don't really like it. I don't know. Chris, I can't remember the last time I was actually scared in the theater. I can tell you the last time I was scared in the theater. The last time I was scared in the theater was when they did the re-release of Exorcist, and they did it where it was... she was crawling back down the stairs like a crab, and they finally released that. That scared the shit out of me, and I was an adult. Like, I was 24 or something when that film got re-released, and that still scared the shit out of me. I think I'd love to see it now. I should probably watch that, maybe even tonight. I don't know. I gotta watch it again, because I'm not sure if I was going to be scared. The other film that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid was From Beyond. That was the other horror film that literally I couldn't watch horror films for like almost 8 months. I thought that film was so terrifying, and I just recently watched it maybe a year ago, and not scary at all. Not scary at all. Yeah, no, agreed. I think it was legit scary if you bought into it. I mean, shit, it's like the biggest nightmare, especially out here in Phoenix where everybody goes hiking. Imagine if there was a goddamn witch chasing you. It's enough we have to worry about like mountain lions and scorpions and javelinas. I don't know what witch would live out in the Southwest desert, though. Wouldn't be the Blair Witch. Probably be like the Kokopelli Witch or something. I don't know what you would call her. I'm getting texts. Blair Witch gave me crazy motion sickness. Yeah, right? Because the camera's so goddamn close. Yeah, I used to get motion sickness way back in the day, too. Watching films like that in VHS and stuff. Yeah, I can see Blair Witch being kind of you couldn't even enjoy it. How many times have you seen Egypt Machine? By the way, I love your work. I like all the your fashion sense is amazing, and I like the stuff that you create. You've only seen it once? Man, I think I've probably seen it maybe 3 times. 3 times maybe? I think that would be generous saying that. Same with Cloverfield. Damn camera wouldn't stop moving. Yeah, I mean, it's the one problem with found footage, right? It's like, how do you make it look real? I mean, the new Blair Witch, I remember seeing that in theaters, and then it got ridiculous. Like they're putting drones up in the fucking sky. Like, they're flying shit around, and that's part of the fear. That was a hard movie to actually stomach, was the new Blair Witch. I don't think it was terrible. I feel like if it came out a few years ago, I guess where do you go, right? You got to go with drones and digital. I just feel like it's a kind of impossible to get lost in the woods with a bunch of drones and be chased, and I don't know. If you haven't seen the new Blair Witch, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a must-see. But I did finally see Mandy. That's a must-see. I did not watch that film for the first year that everybody told me to watch that film. Man, that was a solid film. Anybody seen Mandy? Any guys have any thoughts on that one? Mandy was the shit. Yeah, I loved Mandy. I can hear the guys screaming downstairs. They get antsy before a show. They got to get hyped up. Should be high or something while watching it. I won't say that if I was or wasn't. I keep starting it and changing my mind. Really? Like, how far are you getting into it, Aaron? I can tell you why I didn't do it. I didn't watch it for the first year just because I would keep reading the synopsis, and I was like, I don't want to see another revenge film. But I didn't realize if you're big into visuals, if you're big into like surrealist kind of like mind fucks, I would definitely give Mandy a shot. It was not what I expected. Cody told me to watch this thing for like 6 months. I just couldn't bring myself to it. It's definitely cage rage. He brought the cage hard. Like 5 minutes tops. Yeah, well it doesn't get into it until shit really hits the fan. The first 5 minutes, it's probably slow. But once I would say probably within 20 minutes, then you start seeing shit really, really ramp up. And I was fucking out of my mind. I was watching this thing at like 1, and I was like at the edge of my seat. I would do it. It's on Shudder. If you have Shudder, it's a free. Well, not free. You pay for Shudder, right? But it feels free. I just pretend like my bills don't actually automatically come out of my bank account every month. Yeah, that's one streaming service I do not regret getting is Shudder. Mainly because you get to see bad horror films too. Yeah, it's not a lot. Am I drinking brandy? No, I actually gave the recipe earlier. This is called a Scarlet O'Hara. It is SoCo, lime, and cranberry juice. And this cranberry juice does not look good. That's why it's all brown. I want the cheap stuff, the good Walmart brand. The kind that's probably just sugar and water. It's more like Kool-Aid than cranberry juice at this point, but it delivers the SoCo. So that's all I ask for. I like to think so. I always like to drink out of a nice, classy glass. I do need to get a juicer. Do you have it? Is there a good one that doesn't like require a lot of cleaning? Because that's definitely my weakness. Cleaning is my kryptonite. Breville? I'll have to look into it. I had a juicer a long time ago. I think I had like the Juice Man or something. I hated that thing. Oh, I imagine they all require cleaning. That thing was rough though. That thing was just like 18 pieces. You had to take it apart, and I couldn't get into it. I have a very regimented eating schedule that only includes like me using like one plate and a knife and cleaning it all the time, so I don't have to do dishes because I'm terrible at doing dishes. I'm looking forward to I need to get more juice in my life. Yeah, that's not a lot. 3 pieces, I can handle that. I think I can handle that. Get back on that carrot juice kick. And I can make great cocktails every single night. No more crappy Walmart brand cranberries. I'll just get the real thing directly from the cran. What about you guys? What have you guys seen? Oh, I should probably remind everybody. Cold film. Hold on. I'm going to call into Chris real quick because I need to ask them a question. Cody, are you on? When is the show?
Please enjoy this Verizon ring.
You don't want to hear anybody hear your ringback tone, dude?
Hello?
Yeah, hi, Chris. Hey, when is the Cult Film and Review live showing at Film Bar?
I think it's September 13th.
He thinks it's September 13th, 8 p.m. this time, not 10 p.m. If you're in the Phoenix area, Aaron reminded me, September 13th, it's been confirmed, Chris. Yeah, if you're in the Phoenix area, come on down. We are showing The Burning. If you haven't seen that one, great little slasher, camp slasher. I'm going to hang up on you, Chris. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. I think he hung up on me. Yeah, come by 8 p.m. We're going to be hanging out afterwards. We'd love to see you guys. Finally saw True Stories. Loved it. Not just because I'm from Texas. No, it was a pretty solid film. I got to admit. That was my first time watching it. I never even thought to watch it. I'm not a big fan of like artist created like rock opera kind of films, like the Beatles and like, you know, a lot of their stuff and like a lot of Elvis movies. So I was really impressed by this film. 8 p.m. Thank you, Kyle. A little late on the trigger, but oh yeah. So guys, I would love to take any requests right now for great horror films. If you have any that I need to see. You read it late. No, man, you wrote it late. Don't talk to me, boy. That's why you're downstairs and I'm up in the studio. Yeah, if you guys have any horror film suggestions, anything that you guys have seen that's just like amazing, I am taking. The Orphanage. I haven't seen it. Not a horror guy. I mean, James, you seem like you've seen quite a few horror films, though. I feel like you're like kind of like me. Like you're more of like a cinephile, but you get in that horror phase a little bit. I always am. Well, it's not 100 horror, but it was spooky enough. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm writing it down. The Orphanage. It's not like The Orphan, right? That was a fucked up movie. Not particularly scary, but fucked up. I'm more fun horror like Tremors. Yeah. Let's see here. The Orphanage. Got it. The Babysitter. Dude, you already know I've seen The Babysitter. Looked like McG is doing a sequel. I know. I saw it on your Instagram, Cody. I actually am pretty hyped about that, though. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie. Really? The hell? It's like never even heard of it. That's not surprising on this show. So I'm pretty sure one of us hasn't heard of Citizen Kane before. I'll check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. Probably check it out tonight just because I don't go to bed till like 4. All right. Anybody else? Any requests? Any horror movies? Or any movies in general, James. Even if you're not a horror guy, you can give me if you've seen anything recently, I can put on my list. You can pick one, right? Have you seen the new Critters? I haven't seen the new Critters. I saw it on one of the streaming services, right? I can't remember which one it's on. Monster Party. Haven't seen Monster Party either. We do need to do Run Lola Run. That's man, I saw that film like when it came out. I remember I was hyped about that film. I don't know where it's out. It's DVD, Walmart. Yeah. Kyle's in it. We all saw that film, man. That was just like a quintessential like early 2000s film. The trailer hooked me. Yeah. Don't read the description of Monster Party. It ruins the movie, like it did for Mandy. I'll make sure not to do that. All right. Well, it looks like we are coming up on our time again. September 30th. Cult Film Review at Film Bar Phoenix, 8 p.m. We're doing The Burning. If you like the show, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow us. Even better if you can take out a flight to Phoenix. Come see us. And chat with us. Share a drink. Did I say the wrong day? 13th. I must have said the wrong day or something. Oh, man. Do you have to go back to work? Mike, 13th. Mike, September 13th. Be there. Almost went to the Pink Flamingo showing. That was real quick. That was a shit show. There was a dude puking in a trash can right after the show. I don't know if he was drunk or if he just saw the dog eating shit scene and he just couldn't take it. I don't know what happened, but that dude was vomiting in the lobby after that show. Yeah. But it wasn't as bad as our last show where there was actually a fight. People actually tried to like turn fisticuffs on each other. Of course it was a shit show. It was Pink Flamingos. If I'm able to go and make me a Scarlett O'Hara, I will definitely make you a Scarlett O'Hara, James, if you can make it out there. I'll have to ask the bar if it's okay if I become a guest bartender that night, but they are lit. They are lit. Fights, puking, where it's like a real life cult film on the screen and off. Anyways, we got to record this show. We're recording split second. It's going to be a real doozy. We'll drop in 2 Thursdays. You can hear my most likely bad review of that film. But hey, everybody, thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. We'll be back next Thursday where one of us, probably Kyle or somebody, will be on live chat. You can chat with him. Or it might be all 4 of us. We're testing that out too. Maybe all 4 of us might be on one time. But you guys have a good night, and have a Scarlett O'Hara on me. Bye, everybody.